Hi guys, and welcome back. Today I'm going to give you a real quick garden tour. Here in a couple days it's going to freeze and we won't be able to see it like it is. It's going to look ugly maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it won't freeze and it'll pass. It's happened to me last year, so it could happen again. So as of right now, the flowers, they're looking really good. All the tomato plants, they're looking absolutely great. They're growing wonderfully. The squash, they got hit by squash bugs really bad. And quite frankly, I think for next year, I'm just gonna go ahead and just not do as many squash, not even a fraction of this. I only need, people just aren't that interested in squash, and I can't eat it all by myself. So because it's gonna frost, possibly, I don't know, it could pass us, but since it's gonna do that, we went ahead already and picked as much of the tomatoes as I can, which I needed to can them anyways, so that's what I'll be doing with all of these. I'm going to be canning everything. And look at the size of this tomato. It's huge. It's got to be about 4 pounds. I think this is a pineapple. The pineapple one. It's a really nice tomato. And walking through this way, I had watermelon plants, but there was a bug that got on them too. It wasn't a squash bug. They were like a little tiny beetle. I'm gonna guess they were cucumber beetle. They looked like they had the little yellow, black and yellow lines on them, and I mean, I think I haven't had much success with watermelon. Period. Every year I plant it, it never turns out, so I probably won't plant as much of the watermelon either. I need to stick to planting smaller for so that way I can kind of keep control over it, and if the bugs do start attacking, I can keep it under control. So ripe off of these, but I have a few down there that I still have to get some off of. The cucumbers, they look pretty done too. I don't know, I think maybe the bugs got on them. They look really bad. But I've already pickled as many pickles as I want to pickle, so if these guys want to just be done, I don't care. I planted a bunch of radishes here, and we've been eating on them. There's quite a few missing already. Kids come out here and we just take them and eat them. So quite a bit of this row here is all radishes. And this right here, I'm gonna have to come in and clean it up a little bit and retill it. And I wanna put our lettuces in here. I haven't planted the lettuce yet because it was too warm, but now things have really cooled off and I feel that I can go ahead and plant those now, and we can have our lettuce. This is our beets, and they are doing really well. I just haven't had time to come out here yet to thin them, which, you know, I should do. I don't know when I'll have time for that, but I have a whole row of beets here, and weeds, of course. There's tons of those. There's just always a surplus of weeds everywhere. It doesn't matter how many times you pull them out, they still come back. And they come back with a vengeance. It almost seems like sometimes the mallow is the worst. I think this is pigweed. I think that's what they call that. Wild amaranth. I don't know. Anyways, so we've got our beets. We've got potatoes. They're still in the ground. We just recently got the straw. So how we store them is we dig them out and we have these big 55-gallon drums that we dug holes and put them in the ground. And so what we do is we take a layer of straw down, and then you put a layer of potatoes, and then a layer of straw, layer of potatoes, layer of straw. You get the idea. And we fill up our barrels and we just store them in these barrels over winter, and it really works very well. So, you know, if you want to give it a try, we had potatoes that lasted just fine in there. I live in Idaho, and so we do get pretty cold for winter. Not terribly bad like some places, but it gets pretty cold in the winter. So I follow down here. The onions, I've taken care of all of them. The leeks, I've read that I could cut those back and cover those with straw, but I don't know. I might see what I could do about storing them in the barrel as well. I don't know. We'll see. The beans, I've let them go for seed. So, you know, I'll probably come out here and just go ahead and start saving them. And then I can plant even more next year. These are really good beans, and I'm dropping them everywhere. I do believe these were the Homestead green beans, and they were really good. I liked them. All right, my Roma tomatoes. These things have so many tomatoes on them right now, and they've gotten so big that even the cages cannot support them. They flop over. They've been flopping all over the place, and I'm at the point that whatever they want to flop, let them flop. So I'll have to come in here and clean them out here pretty soon anyways. I've got to get the rest of the tomatoes here. I've only gotten to this portion here. There's still that much. There's so much tomatoes on there, and I'll be busy for days canning tomatoes, which is great because that's what I mostly planted them for, was so that I could store them up and save them, and we wouldn't have to buy anything from the grocery store. So these are the peppers, and they look great too. I have picked them pretty heavily so far, and I've froze some of them already. I know you could can these too, but then you'd have to put them through the pressure canner, and I kind of like putting them, I'd rather freeze them and just use them that way instead of canning them where they end up becoming so mushy. And then I had the kids come out here and kind of try to take down some of these sunflowers. I think they had a blast while they were doing it, but they kind of made a big mess out here while they were at it. Which I guess is fine. We'll get it taken care of, but it'll look good once we can get out here and take more time to start cleaning everything out. And as for the rest of everything, the weeds have gotten out of control. Our lawnmower broke, so we weren't able to keep it mowed down this year. and now I've got a huge problem of weeds, and it's not going to help us any. Yeah, but that's pretty much it, guys. So, you know, we'll see what happens after Wednesday, if I still have a garden or not. I'll keep you updated. I'll let you know. So if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, and you know, share it, because it helps me out a lot. But I'm gonna go for now, and I hope you guys have a good one. Bye.